I knew I was in for a pretty lousy book when it was a Lower Decks one-shot tie-in to an event. Yes, so IDW is even doing Star Trek events now to try to ape Marvel and DC with their events, and they're doing these like throwaway one-shots that tie into it to try to get people to buy it, just like Marvel and DC does. And just like Marvel and DC does, they're terrible. And you knew it was going to happen. So this is Lower Decks, so it's going to be as cringy as it possibly can be. Ryan North wrote this, and Derek Charm did the art. I don't know who Derek Charm is, but he captures, I mean, he's got that Lower Decks Rick and Morty art style down about right. I mean, so on the art level, you know, he did what the show, it looks exactly like the show. You can't complain about it if you're into the show, I guess. So you see the walls of text already on page 1. And I guess Day of Blood, like the Klingons are attacking or something like that. I haven't actually read the event. So this being an issue number 1 shot, if you grab this off the stands not knowing what's going on, you are going to just be in for a just complete like what? If you're just a Lower Decks fan rather than anything else. You got this guy Shax, who is from, of course, the Lower Decks show. And I guess he's part of the crew of the Defiant at this point. They've set things up in this universe to where Captain Sisko's got some new ship, and he's like got members of every cast member show from it. It's very fan fictiony set up rather than doing something kind of serious. And so now the Klingons are going off on people. Now this is the setup's stupid, and this entire issue, there's nothing much to it. You're gonna get to it, and it's literally this guy just kicking and punching and doing batleths and making jokes about batleths. And like, eventually the Klingon has like a batleth mech or something. And you see like, I mean, it's very, very lazily done. These panels have no backgrounds, a lot of them, and very, very quickly put together as a one shot to tie into this, like a lot of these one shots are. But beyond that, like, I mean, the storytelling is just like painful to read. You see all this like personal log stuff happening right here. And the guy just rants about fascists the whole time. Even the first line here, which is kind of hard to read on my thing, but it says, ha, 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 ha. This is what happens to fascists. Fascists? And then the Klingons go, we're not fascists. So, by the way, the Klingons, as he keeps ranting about fascists over the course of this, the Klingons are stand-ins for, quote, literal Nazis in 2023, of course, which means Republicans and anybody who voted for Trump. And we know how this goes with these people. It's really annoying. But there's little... every page has little quip dialogue at the bottom of it, which like some of it is breaking the fourth wall. It's the writer talking. Some of it is just jokes that sounds kind of Star Trek-y. There's no theme or consistency to it. But this first one is a political rant, which is, if you're a fascist, then wow, have you picked the wrong comic to read? So Republicans don't read this book is what the code means here. And this is what the SJWs are going to do about this too. They're going to go, oh, well, you're the one who's identifying your thing as fascist. No, I know what you're saying, you dummy, because I'm not an idiot. And you know what? I mean, the real truth, if you want to get into the political rant, modern leftist socialism has a lot more to do with fascism than anybody else. These people blacklist people from the industry over politics. If you weren't afraid of your politics or trying to push your politics through force, you wouldn't need to blacklist people because of how they vote and things like that. You wouldn't need to push this kind of agenda this hard in comics, and ruin people's fun in a stupid throwaway Klingon battle issue. Turn the Klingons into proxies for your political enemies. My God. You picked the wrong comic to read, and also transmedia franchise to enjoy. So at the end of the day, this guy Ryan North says, if you don't vote how I vote, you shouldn't even be watching Star Trek or reading Star Trek. You're not welcome here. What freaking arrogance this guy has. Who is this Ryan North guy anyway? I mean, he obviously can't write. He's sitting here flipping out about Trump in the middle of a book, and actually puts these side notes at the bottom to show you how much he's flipping out. It's really obnoxious. And political system to subscribe to. Honestly, just a series of bad decisions going on in your brain. Huh. Oh my God. Well, I mean, the economy's not going so good. Ryan North, I'd say the bad decision was your part. And we're seeing what's happening with the bad decisions here as the comic industry keeps collapsing. So enjoy your moment of writing bad fan fiction that's licensed, because that makes you a real author making actual comics, right? Unlike our real comics that readers just enjoy for the fun of it. Oh well. All right, another rant for another time. I got to review the book. It's just, it throws you out of it. And this is the problem with this kind of thing. It just throws you out of the book. It gets you not having fun anymore. It gets you not thinking about the plot. It gets you not thinking about things. It gets you thinking this Ryan North guy is just an a-hole. And that Heather Antos put this in here and, of course, hired this guy to do this shows that she has no editorial skills whatsoever, because like nobody's going to enjoy this kind of thing except for her few select friends who are going to laugh at it by themselves while the comic industry burns around them and IDW goes bankrupt. That's all that happens. So continues on, and it is more rants about fascism over and over again. They actually go into it. You're wrong about him, which is Kalis. You're wrong about us. We're not fascists. So this guy who then goes, right, you just truly believe a charismatic strongman when he says your side should have absolute power over your people. And now you're using force to give him a coup. Sound familiar? Where have I heard that before? Okay, so if you don't know anything about fascism and how this worked, Hitler was like elected by the government. I mean, he was very popular. It was a democratic thing. There was no force or coup involved in that. So it's obviously not about that, which then leads you to think, oh gosh, he's talking about January the 6th. Now, what's interesting is he calls a 70-something-year-old man and Trump a strong man. I guess compared to Ryan North, a 70-something-year-old man probably is a strong man. There you go. Just is what it is these days. But it's ridiculous. And again, it just throws you out of the book. And then the next 20 pages is just senseless action. Like I said, if you like the style of the show, it fits art-wise as well as possibly can be, but you're already just annoyed at this point. And back to the bottom notes, you notice they're not even on some pages. So it's like they were so inconsistent with it. They couldn't do it on every page. They only did it on some pages, and then they're inconsistent about the tone of the notes and whether it's like breaking the fourth wall or not. I mean, honestly, they should have not been there. It just throws you out of the comic again, as you have to read this tiny script at the bottom of things, which just doesn't do anything. So eventually, I guess you learn this is a prequel, and this is how the guy ends up on the Cerritos after he gets promoted because he did such a good job killing a bunch of Klingons. Very not Star Trek-y as it is, because Star Trek's about space exploration, not really about just bloodshed and wars and stuff. But hey, that's the theme of this. And that's what they want at the end of the day. It's very funny that they want to turn their best franchise about peaceful coexistence, exploration, scientific minds, thoughts, thoughtfulness. If you look at they always quote Shakespeare and the classics. They're always listening to classical music in the original shows and all that. And now they just want to turn the whole thing into just a mindless battle of just endless bloodshed. Hey, it sounds like commies, doesn't it? That's exactly what they are. So this is lousy, it's terrible, and of course breaks the immersion. Terrible book, and more par for the course of IDW Star Trek. All right, see you soon.